national service. I call on the Prime Minister to start the debate.
I beg to move that the bill now be read a second time. Madam Speaker, honourable members of the House, whatever happened to that great patriotism we had in Great Britain? Where now is the pride we had in our united kingdom? Yeah. We must seek to reforge the passion and pride that we had in our country, whilst bolstering the future defence of our island, lest we fall to disunion. As you well know, we are proposing a Bill of National Service, the benefits of which we believe will be immense. We believe that by having all 18 to 26-year-olds of both sexes take part in compulsory military or community service, they will be provided with valuable life experience and built up characters. We also believe that through national service, we may rebuild and strengthen the failing foundations of national pride. We believe it is the right of every British citizen to participate in the defence and aid in the upkeep of their country. Therefore, we propose there be no distinction nor discrimination between the many cultures and religions and races that inhabit our diverse nation. We seek to promote a sense of belonging for all and a sense of confidence in the defence of the realm. It matters not which ethnicity or which culture a person heralds from. All that would matter in the eyes of national service are British citizens that desire to give something back to the community and feel they truly play a vital part in the upkeep of their country. We feel that national service will be an immense step toward curbing antisocial behaviour by giving the youth of our nation a new view of life, building their character and giving them job opportunities that may have been unthought of previously. We feel that we can well bridge the gap that has of late been appearing within our youth culture by helping them to embrace a shared culture, work together to unify the country and to promote a sense of camaraderie and fraternity with the whole nation. Conscientious objectors would be catered for in the alternative community service, where for a term of 18 months they will take part in fundraising, volunteer work and other charitable acts. We believe that national service will attract many of the people that would not have normally opted for military or community work, therefore only increasing the success rate of anything that they put themselves to. We feel that the vast majority of the population having a degree of military training would be a fantastic idea, in that in times of emergency, the threat of invasion, a National Home Guard could be called upon to repel any incursions. Exemptions and excusals will be given to those deemed physically and mentally incapable, along with those in the medical profession and those within the education sector. We propose the bill be enacted upon citizens of 5 years or more, and that this be valid until the age of retirement, whereupon the age range after which will be unfit for military service and quite possibly community service. We also propose that expenses be given to those who would be left severely out of pocket, and the running of national service be given to the Home Office.
More work for the Home Office!
We believe that national service will be a step towards a better country by giving the youth of our nation life experience, strength of character, and giving them a sense of national pride and solidarity that will irrefutably unite them. Madam Speaker, I urge the honourable members of this House to support this bill on behalf of the people they were elected to represent and for the benefit of the nation as a whole.
I now call the Leader of the Opposition to respond.
Madam Speaker, I would like to oppose this bill. It is amazing that the Prime Minister can find reasons for justifying violating human rights by bringing in national service. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights set down by the UN states in Article 4 that no one shall be held in servitude, and in Article 23 that everyone has the right to free choice of employment. The bill the Prime Minister is proposing is an obvious violation of this. National service constitutes slavery as it is mandatory work. A person's life and livelihood are put into the hands of the government to be sacrificed at will. And severe punishment and even imprisonment have often been used to enforce national service. Capital punishment has also been favoured by some countries. Is this a length the Prime Minister is willing to go to enforce his own bill? In Russia, those doing national service receive very basic military training. and spent the rest of the time in the service doing non-military based tasks such as potato digging. It will be difficult for the Prime Minister to provide military training for thousands of people at a time, and when military training is done but service is not over, will the Prime Minister be forcing people to do a non-military based, unstimulating task such as potato digging just to give them something to do? Volunteers seldom have disciplinary problems, but those forced into the service against their will may act out and rebel. How will the Prime Minister ensure that those doing national service will do it to their full potential? With the choice of military service available, many people will be receiving basic military training, and in other countries this has led to chauvinism, authoritarianism and even social violence. It could also have the opposite effect and leave people with a cynical stance about the military and make nationalistic feelings weak. There are countless examples of this happening in places such as Austria, Sweden and Germany, and how will the Prime Minister ensure that this will not happen in Britain? The Prime Minister's reason for introducing this ridiculous bill make little political sense. Having fines as a penalty for avoiding national service will just further widen the social class gap that exists in our society, and having teachers, nurses and doctors exempt will mean less upper class people have to do their service, but widening the social gap even more. There are also no exemptions in this bill for those in full-time education. Is the Prime Minister willing to pull people out of their university studies just to make them do national service for him? Antisocial behaviour is another of the Prime Minister's reasons for introducing this bill. Me and my party do not think that this is an appropriate reason for introducing this bill, as antisocial behaviour occurs in those under the age of 18, so how will this bill help this? Also, there are no hours set down for the amount of community service a person has to do. National service is military and community based, and the military part will be 12 months full-time. Community service could be 1 hour a week, 20 hours a week, or 40 hours a week. There is nothing set down in this bill. And will the Prime Minister expect those in full-time work to do their community service, juggle their home lives, work lives and family at the same time? This is not a realistic idea. There is also nothing said in this bill about those in the army already. Do you count them as already fulfilling their military service? And if so, what about those who already work in the community, for example social workers and civil servants? Well, they have already completed their national service as well. I and my party could not in good conscience support this proposal. I urge the House to vote against this thoroughly unworkable bill.
In response to my right honourable friend, in my constituency of Barrow, antisocial behaviour is a growing problem and is occurring more and more from an earlier age than 18 years. The Prime Minister aims to tackle antisocial behaviour in the bill, but for this to work, we believe the age should be lowered from 18 years to 16 years. Does the Prime Minister not agree?
Victoria Hyam.
My right honourable friend.
Agree with me that unemployment stretches the economy that our country so relies on, and therefore national service would alleviate the strain on the economy by creating more job opportunities for otherwise unemployed people.
My honourable friend, give way.
Yeah,
You said that it will be a positive effect for our economy, but how is this going to have a good impact if you're paying for both the training and the expenses of the people called upon for national service?
as I previously mentioned, this money of which you are concerned will be in turn fed back into the economy by the skills for employment which you have acquired through the training for the national service.
Matthew Johnson.
Madam Speaker, I believe that national service will certainly improve integration. In our increasingly multicultural society. In my constituency of Manchester East, I already see communities working together to help build neighbourhoods relations and to have home so they can be proud of. National service, therefore, is only a reinforcement of the opportunity to build rapport with others in our communities and help to create community spirit we need to restore in our society. Yes, I will lead the way.
How can you stand there and say, like you said, that you're already getting community integration and people are already working together, so why do we need the bill when this is already happening?
Madam Speaker, how can the Prime Minister justify calling the proposed bill compulsory national service when he excuses those in professional careers? What gives them the right to be exempt? Excusing those people will just further emphasise class divisions. Would it not be more beneficial to the country for those people to use their talents to complete national service? Doctors and nurses could use their talents to care for sick and injured soldiers in the military. Teachers could tutor in community colleges. How can the Prime Minister still find reasons to excuse those people?
Jonathan Story.
Madam Speaker, further to the point raised by my honourable friend, I represent the constituency of Tyneside with over 100,000 majority working class voters, many of whom stand to be very badly hit by the free strike system. Under the outline proposed by this government, many people will be forced to work for up to 2 years without pay. Many people in my constituency simply cannot afford to do this. I ask Madam Speaker whether this is really a serious bill proposed by the government or merely more discrimination against the working classes. Further to this, I will give way.
This bill, gentlemen, this bill in fact proved an effective solution to the unemployment issue. As well as giving every person in society a role and position in their country, they are also creating new jobs like enforcement officers. It will address the unemployment issue by taking people who usually on government benefits, like job seekers allowance for example, and giving them a job, a respectable position in the society.
George Holmes.
From my right honourable friend, if certain members of society cannot afford to pay an enforcement fine, then surely it is illogical for them to contribute to national service in the first place.
Go for it.
Daniel Bell.
Madam Speaker, I put it to you that what the government proposes, at the very least, proposes a breach of an individual's human rights.
Good nonsense.
The bill raises worrying issues surrounding Article 4 of the Human Rights Act and the fact that no person should be held in servitude. Servitude is a form of slavery. Slavery is something that encompasses mandatory work. Mandatory work is what the bill proposes. Furthermore, I ask of the government, do they honestly believe the public will be willing participants? And do they expect people pressed into service against their own will?
Yes, we do.
To be productive in any other way than to motivate for personal survival? There is a plethora of weaknesses in the bill which have been highlighted by my honourable friends. And yet more examples of this government displaying a worrying lack of foresight and planning. One example is the issue of age. If the government proposes the bill to tackle antisocial behaviour, surely limiting the age to over 18 is a glaring error on their behalf. Enforcing the mandatory work via a fining system will simply highlight and widen an ever-increasing gap in social class and divide our nation further. In a nation where the economy is constantly being stretched it astounds me that the government appears to have failed to take into account the possible disastrous economical implications of mandatory national service. To enforce compulsory national service amongst the fit. To enforce compulsory national service amongst the most fit subtracts from the productivity of the economy. And in the light of the many issues and concerns raised, I urge the House to vote against what is clearly a flawed and wholly objectionable bill.
Rubbish.
Elsie Ray. Madam Speaker, I intend to summarise the benefits that compulsory national service will have on our nation. At a time when a truly united kingdom is essential to counter corrupting forces outside of our country, an ever-widening chasm is opening up between Britain's young people. In our school system, children as young as 5 are divided by class, ethnicity, religion, and quality of education. By the time these children reach adulthood, divisions for many are well and truly cemented. As the social gap widens, intolerance, mistrust and tension increase, leading to discrimination and alienation, allowing extremist parties and terrorist organisations to infiltrate our society. Social division must be countered by social inclusion. We must create a truly unifying British experience, and this can only be in the form of national service. The introduction of national service will benefit our nation greatly. Young people will be taught respect for themselves and others in our society. They will be entrusted with responsibility, encouraged to work as a team, and ultimately improve their prospects, not only in the world of work, but within our national community. National service will counteract the drain on society's resources caused by prejudice and failure to cooperate. National service will give young people from all backgrounds a sense of belonging and national pride. Strong connections will be established within our nation. Britain's future workforce will flourish and our economy will prosper. Diversity should be applauded in our society, but respect and tolerance should grow alongside it. By introducing national service, we can eliminate outdated class,